Guys, Pam McCoy here, and I don't know if this is recording or not. I've done this twice now, and there's not been any volume. When it's showing me down at the bottom, it's got the little bars going back and forth when I'm talking, yet it's not doing anything when I go to replay it. So give me just a moment. I want to see if this is actually working. Guys, Pam McCoy here, and yes, I don't know if this. Yes, hallelujah! It's recording. Yay! And I named it Test. Well, anyway, I don't know what happened those other times. Nor do I know if I plugged my little headphones in, if it's going to continue to record or give you sound. So I'm just not going to, and I hope there's not a whole lot of background noise. But anyway, hey, welcome to The Abundant Home. This is Pam McCoy, and this is a weekly series that I started last week. This is just the second one. That's why I haven't gotten this mastered just yet. And the series is named The Abundant Home because that's the whole purpose of it. Let's see if I can get my name up here. Save, yay! Hopefully it's all working now. You can see I'm just a wee bit flustered. I did it and then there was no volume, and then I did it again and then there was still no volume, so here we are for the third time. Third time's a charm, right? Anyway, The Abundant Home. This series is about building a better you so that you can live in a more abundant home, and that is in all ways, spiritually, financially, emotionally, personally. What I want for you, what I want for myself is for us to have prosperous lives in all areas of our lives, in our livelihood, in our jobs, our businesses, our finances, relationships with our spouses, with our children. What I want is for us to live in a prosperous and abundant home. So, like I said, this is just the second in this series, and I am a little flustered, as you can tell. I posted something a few weeks ago in a group. This is a ladies entrepreneur group. And I want to read it to you. The question that I posed was, what are some of the most common issues, questions, or troubles that you run into? And, you know, this is, obviously I left it broad. I didn't say as females, as businesswomen, as whatever. I just left it real broad. And about a week later, I got a response from one person that just kind of blew my mind, and it's the basis for what I want to talk to you about today. And the response was, let's see, as a woman, always self-worth, faking it to make it, not fitting in, stuck, no way to move forward, having to hide how I really feel, unable to speak my mind most of the time without cringing. As a person, there are always the standards: health, wealth, relationships, confidence in business, how you look so the world accepts you versus who you are, and when to be you, when to try fitting in without fighting yourself. There are the usual suspects: performing, sport, keeping at your best, and becoming better. Hope this helps. And I read that and I was like, wow. Thank you. Thank you so much for your honesty. I mean, how beautiful is that for somebody to just open up and be that vulnerable in public, in a public platform. But here's the thing. She's not saying anything that all of us have not dealt with at one point in time in our lives or another, or perhaps still deal with. And it all comes down to a couple of issues. And it's about believing in yourself and self-esteem. And if you believe in yourself, what I have found, if you have a good self-belief, then you're going to have a good self-esteem. Self-esteem and self-confidence are not necessarily the same thing. You can have confidence in a particular area of your life. You may be confident that you're a good parent. You may be confident that you are good on your job. You may be confident that you're a good singer. But that does not mean that you have good self-esteem. And it really takes having a good belief in yourself to feel comfortable no matter what the situation. And one of the things that really struck me about this particular response was the phrase, when to be you. When is there a time not to be you? There shouldn't ever be a time not to be you. Now, are there times where it's more appropriate that you dress in a particular way, you know, that you not wear your bikini to church? I'm not going to wear one on the beach either, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. But that you dress appropriately for the particular situation. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about having a belief in yourself, a confidence in yourself, and enough self-esteem that says even if you walk into a room of people and you don't feel as if you connected with anyone, walking out of that and saying, oh, well, I still am okay with me. I still believe in me. I still know that I'm okay. They may have all been having a bad day. Or for whatever reason, there just wasn't anybody there that I connect with. But not taking that personally as you're not lovable or capable or good enough. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today, is believing in yourself. And a couple of reasons this really struck home for me. One is there was a business that I was in, and one of the co-founders, one of the things that he said all the time was, I will believe in you until you can believe in yourself. And he is an addict, an alcoholic recovering. He's been sober now for, I don't know, I don't hear a whole lot from him anymore, but 7 or 8 years or something to that effect. But you get in that situation because there's not a great self-esteem, you don't believe in yourself, and he had a hard time believing that he could ever be anything but an addict and an alcoholic. And so he knew the value of someone telling you, hey, man, I believe in you. I believe that you can do good for yourself. So that's what I want to share with you. I clung to that. I held on to that because I thought, you know what, I do. Even though we didn't have a personal relationship, I never spoke to him personally, I believed what he was saying, and I believed that he would believe in me. There is greatness in all of us. How long it takes you to find that or to realize that is different for everyone. And so the other thing that I have clung to, I think clung is a word. Isn't clung a word? It's a word today. I clung to, there's a particular Bible verse that I continue to cling to and that I have shared with my children. For them, I want it to be something meaningful for them as well. And that is in Jeremiah 29:11 that says, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. And I cling to that. He tells me he wants me to prosper. He tells me that there's hope and a future for me, and I believe it. I choose to believe that. And there is a Bible study that I did last year or earlier this year. It really struck home with me, and this all has to do with believing in yourself. And it's a study by Beth Moore, and it's called Breaking Free, and it is a phenomenal study. If you're able to get your hands on it, I highly recommend it. Even if you're not spiritual, if you're not religious, if you don't have that belief, you can still take the basic information, which is, if you consider your brain, the walls of your mind are littered with crap often, and they're littered with junk, that graffiti that we have kept there or plastered there or that got written there over years, over decades, of things that we picked up from other people. Perhaps you were told you're not good enough, you're not lovable, you're a screw up, you're never going to amount to anything. I can't believe anyone actually speaking that, but I know that it happens. We had a young man that lived with us For a while, that was a friend of my oldest stepson's, and that's what happened with him. His mom, that's things that she told him, and I couldn't imagine as a parent ever saying that to my child, but I know it happens. And even if it's not a parent, it may be a lover, a spouse, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, somebody in your life, a teacher. Heaven forbid it happens. There are teachers out there that tell their students, you'll never amount to anything, you're no good, you're stupid, whatever, whoever it was. Our brains tend to hold on to those things. Why we hold on to that garbage, that I couldn't tell you. Why we tend to believe in things that are the worst in us rather than things that are the best in us, I don't know. But that's what I want for you, is for you to believe in the best part of you and to know that, yes, you are lovable, you are capable, you are worthy, you are deserving of all the prosperity that comes your way, that comes to your life. And so in this series, what she talked about is seeing that graffiti, imagining that the walls of your mind are littered with graffiti. And to begin to replace that graffiti, and of course this is a Bible study, so we used Bible verses, such as Jeremiah 29:11, where he tells us, these are the plans I have for you. I want you to prosper. I want you to be abundant. I want you to live in abundance. But even if you're not religious, if you don't have that faith, to begin to pick out things that you know are true about you, to begin to notice the people that do love you, to begin to notice the things that you are capable of, that you are doing, that are the good parts of you, and to begin to re-wallpaper the walls of your mind with that, with the beautiful wallpaper and writings and poems, and to get rid of all of that nasty graffiti. For me, having that faith, these are areas still that I struggle with. I grew up with an alcoholic dad, and I always was a people pleaser. Because of growing up in that environment, I never felt like I was good enough. I never felt like I was capable enough. And so these are areas that at times I still have a struggle with off and on. And it's not something that changes overnight. It changes over time. And so there are times when I may start a project and I hear that little voice that says, you're not going to finish that. Look at all these other things that you started that you never finished. And I have to stop and be consciously aware of that voice and say, shut up, Satan. Get behind me. Yes, I am capable. Yes, I can follow through. And here are the things that I've followed through on. And for you, even if you don't believe in Satan, you don't believe in the devil, well, believe in this. There is a system in your brain, a reticular activating system, that will point out to you all of the things that prove to you whatever it is that you believe. So if you believe that you are not capable of following through, your brain is going to pick out all of the things that prove to you that that you don't follow through. It's going to point out, hey, that project you started cross-stitching when you were in high school and you never finished, see, never finished that one. That picture frame, that picture album that you started to put together last year, you didn't finish it, see? You didn't finish that. You're not going to finish this either. And it will completely ignore all of the things that you have followed through with. Look, I set this goal for myself to complete 1 week of this, whatever it is, and I did it. Look, I said I was going to get an A in this class. I was going to go to this school. I was going to run a mile, whatever it is, and I did it. I followed through with it. I did it. It will ignore all of those things, which can be triple, quadruple all of those bad things, but it's going to hold on to those bad things because that's what you believe. You believe that you're not going to follow through, so it's going to pick out the things that prove to you that what you believe is true. So you have to consciously become aware of the things that disprove that graffiti and prove those beautiful poems, that beautiful poetry that you want to write in the walls of your mind. To consciously become aware of, yes, I can do it. I mean, look what I've done now. Look at the things I have followed through with. Yes, people do love me. Look at these people in my life that tell me, not only tell me, that show me that they love me. Yes, I am worthy. Yes, I am capable. Yes, I am deserving. So to begin to consciously be aware of those things and to pick those things out and to plaster the walls of your mind with those things. And it is a process. And so if these are some areas that you struggle with, know first off that there is greatness in you. There is greatness in all of us. We may not always know what it is. We may not always be able to tap into it, but it's there. It just may take some digging to uncover it. And one of the ways that you can begin to do that is to listen to audio, read books. If you are surrounded by negative influences, you're surrounded in negativity in your workplace, even if it's in your home, if it's your family, is that going to affect you? Yes. But can you begin to pull back and draw away from that? Yes, you can. Begin to contact people who are more positive. People are going to tell you, you can do this. You are capable of this. You can do whatever it is you set your mind to. You want to begin to plug into and connect with the people that will believe in you, that do believe in you, and that will give you the boost and the positivity that you need to continue on whatever journey it is that you're on. I can tell you, I still work a full-time job currently, and I can go through a week of just being so positive and having surrounded myself with positive people and positive energy, and I can be at work sometimes for 5 or 10 minutes, and all of a sudden it's like this just balloon deflated. It's like because I went through a week of listening to all of this and being connected to all this positive energy, and then stepping into a work environment where there's and gossip and complain and gripe, and I mean, it doesn't take long, especially if you're not used to being able to self-inflate. It doesn't take long for that to affect you, so that it's easy to step back into that negativity. So it is very important, it is vital for you to surround yourself as much as possible with people who are going to lift you up. And even if it's not you personally, even if you don't have a personal relationship with them. I don't have a personal relationship with Jeffrey Combs or with Tony Robbins, but I can listen to their material and it affects my life. It affects the way that I think. I can read material by different writers and different genres and books of things that are positive, that are positively affecting my life, and I take a hold of that and I take it very personally, and I know that what they're saying is true. And so begin to plaster the walls of your mind with that sort of beauty that says, yes, I can, yes, I am. And to begin, I would suggest to say affirmations to yourself, and really perhaps at the end of the day write down 5 to 10 things right before you go to bed that says, whatever it is you're struggling with, I am pretty enough, I am tall enough, I am good enough, I am short enough, thin enough, fat enough, whatever it is, I am lovable. Write those things down just as you're about to go to sleep. And your brain, your conscious brain is going to be asleep, but your subconscious is going 24/7. And allow it to work on those things. Bring to mind things that prove that what you're writing down is true, and let your subconscious work on that. It's going to take some time. It's not something that happens overnight. But I will tell you now, there is greatness in you, and I will believe in you until you can believe in yourself. And this is what I want for you, to begin to work on the inside so that the outside can shine through, and to build that abundant home. You have to be able to do that from the inside out. You can't give to anyone else if your cup is empty. So I want you to begin to fill your own cup up so that it overflows with joy and hope and belief and love and prosperity to live in that abundant home. This is Pam McCoy. Thank you so much for your patience, your kindness, and I look forward to seeing you next week. If there are some topics that you are interested in, and like I said before, this is not just about one area. This is about all areas of life, financially, business. I happen to run a business as well from home. This is about children. It's about relationships with family, with your spouse, whatever. If there are areas that you would like to talk about in particular, then let me know. And hey, maybe you can be a guest on the hang out sometime with me, and we can hang out together and talk about those things. Or if you don't want to do that, well, then just let me know, and I'd be happy to look into covering some of that topic. So I appreciate you so much for sticking with me, and your patience again, and your kindness, and I will believe in you until you can believe in yourself, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.